Ladies and gents, it's good to be back making a video for the first time in a while, but I'm only coming at you with a quick one today because I've started my masters and life is just pretty hectic right now. Also, let me say, if drama school ever changes me, then please out me in the comments, please. But today I want to talk about online learning and essentially give you my first impressions. I mean, the university scene right now is a bit of a minefield. Twitter is popping off, literally like everybody who's not at uni is just mugging everyone who's at uni paying this money for this off. Quite frankly, fair enough. But yeah, since everybody at work and at uni is going through online learning, online working, I figured it'd be a good idea to share some of the struggles and frustrations and realities of learning through Zoom. And it's nothing against any uni or any workplace, it's just, the reality of how it is. So far for my masters, I've had 1 day in campus and 3 days out of campus, smashed it, loved it, whatever, all good. But yeah, let's jump into the Zoom stuff. Firstly, the people that can't use Zoom, it's just, people will constantly remind you of how they don't know how to use Zoom, and they're trying to screen share and they can't screen share, and it's just like time wasting non-stop. Oh my goodness. And like, you got people who think they're on mute and they're speaking. It's just a bit like, you just click the button. The second problem, I think, is the lack of self-control that sometimes I find within myself. So I'll be kind of listening to maybe a lecture or some sort of talk, and I'll just kind of slowly accidentally start clearing out my emails or doing that sort of thing that I was meant to do and should do that's really boring, instead of paying my full attention to the online learning on Zoom. And I still am listening and learning, but next thing you know, I've cleared out 5,000 emails at the end of the day from my account, which I needed to do. But online learning kind of accelerates this thing of me getting distracted. Whereas let's say my lecture attendance throughout uni was great, and I would be in there early morning, late night. I was one of the few that did attend most lectures, purely because I knew that way I'd be guaranteed to stay focused, and I didn't get distracted. Now obviously if somebody had a gun to my head and was like, Dylan, like, you know what, sit down and focus for the whole day, I mean, I could do it, but just I'm like, I probably could get away with doing this while listening at the same time. This one really does frustrate me, is when you get a guy or girl piping up on Zoom trying to be funny. And it's like, what? Why do you think just because we're not in like a normal environment that you can pipe up and try and be funny? If all the times that I've encountered these people, if they were actually funny, I'd be like, it's jokes. But every time it's just like, not funny. And obviously, like, I find myself, I'm eating more just because I'm bored. I like get up in between like Zoom classes, go get food, I'm not even hungry. And obviously I miss social interaction with like people. Like, private messaging on Zoom is quite jokes, but it just doesn't quite cut it. Now, another thing I think is one of the biggest things that I'd struggle with personally, if I was still doing an academically stimulating, like, writing degree like economics, is that basically, because I'm doing a master's at drama school, but basically when I was studying, I had two different types of energies. I had a revision energy and like, a lecture energy. So when I was at my lectures, I wasn't really using the same energy that I would use later on to revise from. However, now there's no real barrier between revision and lecture energy, which means that, let's say if I was able to cope with 4 hours of lectures a day and then 3 hours of sitting at home in my room behind a screen enclosed by myself and learning, then I would be able to do that for like another 2 hours. So that's about 6 hours of learning each day, let's say. I never did that, but hypothetically. However, now, because that sort of energy of being behind your desk writing is taken up during the lecture time as well, if you see what I mean, I wouldn't be able to do as much work this year compared to last year, because there's only a certain amount of time that I can stay behind my room writing and behind one screen, behind a desk, because it's all the same learning type. So where there was different learning types when using a lecture versus studying on your own, I could learn for longer. But in this current situation, I wouldn't be able to learn for longer. And I just feel like that's such a big struggle that there's no distortion between revision and actual learning, that I don't think I would be able to revise as much. Let me know in the comments if that makes any sense at all, because I may just be absolutely waffling, but in this head, it makes sense in my head. But honestly, since I finished uni, like, IQ is down the drain. Basically, I've lost a lot of brain cells. But to be fair to online learning, my experience so far, I mean, I'm content with it. Like, it's not ideal, but nothing's ideal. Where I'm at, they're doing a good job, so fair play to them, they're smashing it. And I think as well, like, I'm sitting here talking about some negatives, but I mean, it is what it is. I think it's just a bit of fun to talk about these sort of sides of it, but reality is everybody's doing the best they can. And for that, I'm grateful. But guys, Oh yeah, but guys, I've got a banger of a video coming very soon, so subscribe. Oh, the mic's right. I've got a banger of a video coming soon, so subscribe.
All up in my head, that's how I behave. Passing up the same, waking up the same. All up in my head, that's just how I behave. How I behave.